What we're going to prove to you fairly simply in closing government is that political and true political participation in democracies are never ending. We don't think, ladies and gentlemen, that like opening opposition and opening government, that you should create a standard on which it ends. We think democracy in itself creates a circumstance where it creates social functions that allow the people to directly function unendingly. And we think it's a primary response of democracy. We don't think you can standardize it because you create a pernicious state. That's why in this speech, we're going to prove to you three things, ladies and gentlemen. One, we're going to prove to you why it creates a pernicious state-sponsored abuse when you allow people to quit their causes and tell them that there is an end to political participation. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tell you how quitting this creates and victimizes the people of this causes even more. And lastly, we're going to prove to you why Ateneo produces freshman national champions. First, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to tell you is this. Opening opposition told you that it's enough to tell the world, people across the world, that this kind of problem exists. That it tells you that information is the end of political participation. The question we then raise is, why is the initiator of the cause necessarily the end of your participation? Because we realize, ladies and gentlemen, that once you participate, it doesn't necessarily mean that if you get people together, that you've reformed something in that society and that they participated enough. Because we think, ladies and gentlemen, if that's true political participation, that means newscasters are the best democratic model of our case. And we think that that's not particularly what we want. Because when Seymour told you, ladies and gentlemen, that when the person in the internet wanted to forward a cause, his cause was not realized until first people actually donated and people actually went out on the streets. What it means, ladies and gentlemen, is that it wasn't the person who initiated that perfectly participated in democracy. It was the people who went and rallied. When they told you, ladies and gentlemen, that was what was more appreciated. But secondly, they told you that what if these people are incapable of participating? Sit down, Seymour. When they told you that these people are incapable of participating, that what if these people, the only thing they can do is go behind this internet. What they told you, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the consensus opening opposition, is that a person made a game that gave $1 million to children in Africa. It means that in society, ladies and gentlemen, your capability is never inherently trapped. It is never inherently stopped. Democracy gives you a model in such, ladies and gentlemen, that your capabilities are never hindered to help other people. So we don't really see and say that the capability is the only standard of which political participation should be put into a spectrum. But lastly, Candice told you that engagement is the end all of this debate and the end all of how you probably, ladies and gentlemen, need to politically participate. That once you get people to engage your cause, that's enough. We don't think that's enough, ladies and gentlemen. When we got people to engage in CONI 2012, we told Africans that we needed to help them, and they wanted to be helped, ladies and gentlemen. You victimize them by telling them that it's only about engagement and it's not really about creating reforms. And that's why we think the standard of political participation does not end in online activity. Yes, guys.
Not everyone can be a leader in the real world, but does that mean that they should not have an ability and seen as equally valid by expressing their opinion online?
We say that participating online is equally okay, that we say that it's a value, but we say that your political participation does not end there. African people. So what's the first argument, ladies and gentlemen? We say that when we tell people that this is the end of your political participation, you create harmful implications for victims of causes and you further victimize them, ladies and gentlemen. When we say that CONI 2012 existed, a lot of people engaged in CONI 2012. A lot of people read about CONI and a lot of people realized that CONI was killing a lot of people. But did Africans really get alleviated from their situation? Did Africans really, have they really been helped, ladies and gentlemen? We say no. Because what happened, ladies and gentlemen, is that when people realized that this particular circumstance is the end of my political participation, nobody pushed for reform. Nobody tried to save the problem and nobody tried to change that kind of problem. Why do you say that's pernicious and why do you say, ladies and gentlemen, that that's not the end of your political participation? One, when you start these kinds and initiate these kinds of causes, you realize that they have implications and you affect a lot more people. And the true inherent value of democracy, ladies and gentlemen, is about changing that effect against people. When we quit and we say and tell them that the initiator is the end of the political participation, we make these victims, ladies and gentlemen, think that there is help coming. We tell these victims that people might particularly be there to help you. And they start having false sense of hope, ladies and gentlemen. They start thinking that maybe people are coming, but they never come. Do we want that to be the end of political participation? We say no, ladies and gentlemen. Do we want people to just die and think their help might be coming? We say no. But secondly, it becomes more pernicious to the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that your causes end when they are initiated. That the moment they start, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing else we can do. You make discussion and create an open space for discussion, ladies and gentlemen. The discussion ends with liking and discussion ends with sharing. You never get instructed to do anything more. And that's the second harm, ladies and gentlemen, right? When you standardize the end and tell people that there is an end, you take away views from any other social structure in society. And when you take away views from any other social structure in society, that's when Candace's heart exists. You tell people that their capabilities are limited, and you don't tell them to go beyond their sense of limitations. Their heart only existed because their arguments and the whole online activity existed to begin with, ladies and gentlemen. Because we say that when you tell them that their capabilities can be limited and that their capabilities are limited, ladies and gentlemen, they can't do anything anymore. Because particularly you tell them that the instructions you get from these online manuals are the only things you need to look at. You make them think that they don't have to look at the state. You make them think, ladies and gentlemen, that they don't have to look at other people except their internet monitors. The question then becomes, why is rallying and creating actual reform better political participation than the internet? Well, one, demographically, you probably can't legislate anything based on the internet. But most especially, ladies and gentlemen, if you trap yourselves there, you don't have an active role in actually changing anything. Even if your causes are right, and particularly your ideas for legislation are correct, you can't voice it out to Congress, you can't voice it out to anyone, because your only role is to post pictures, ladies and gentlemen, and to tell them that these pictures are right. You trap even the person who initiates the actual act, ladies and gentlemen. That if I started this whole movement, my ideals are trapped to the internet because you tell me that this is the end of my participation. At the very least, what we want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, coming from Ateneo, is that even as a freshman, we realize what true political participation means. And we don't think that if I sit in my internet, I'm going to spark change anywhere in the world. Thanks.